welcome to your practice. My name is Janine, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Today's practice is going to be a juicy, low to the ground, stretchy, hopefully feel good practice that is sprinkled with the theme of surrender. So how can we bring surrender into our yoga practice? Or what does surrendering even mean? So to me, I think that surrender is being able to just fully let go of the need to control everything. Being able to embrace life as it is unfolding without the constant need to rationalize or make sense out of everything, judge things, put, our situations and our experiences into a box, but to allow the unfolding of life to just happen as it's happening. I think that the unfolding of life is surrender. So my invitation is for you to surrender into this practice and let it feel good. Let yourself tap into how it is that you are feeling today. And let there be discomfort if there is discomfort through poses. But being able to ask yourself when it is too much or when it is okay. I think that's being true to ourselves. And I think being true to ourselves is a form of surrender. So just because we are surrendering and letting ourselves breathe through and sit through discomfort doesn't mean that we need to push ourselves to the limit. Again, I want this practice to feel good for you. And my invitation is simply to just sprinkle the thought of what it means to you to fully surrender. So as we move through our practice today, just let yourself feel. Breathe into the sensation. This practice is meant to feel good. This practice is for you. This is why we do yoga, is to come home to ourselves, to learn a little bit more about ourselves each time that we step onto the mat. So however that looks for you today, let yourself be there for it. Let yourself be here for it. So let's begin by taking a seat if you're not already there, finding yourself in a comfortable position to grow your spine tall, maybe closing down the eyes. And let's just take a few rounds of breath just to really land and to feel into the body. So deeply breathing in through the nose and maybe sighing out the mouth on your exhale. So just taking a couple rounds like that on your own. Beginning to feel yourself filling up your body with your breath and then letting it out. So what does it mean to surrender? Next time you breathe in, let's float our hands up towards the sky, grabbing onto opposite wrists and just lifting your arms up like a good morning wake-up stretch. Maybe let yourself tilt over to one side and then the other, just getting a little bit of length into the side bodies and beginning to wake up the spine. Just as if you've woken up in the morning, your first bit of stretching usually feels really good. Taking a big breath in here, coming to center and exhaling as you let your hands float back down beside you. We're going to begin to crawl ourselves forward, just getting into a little seated forward fold. So maybe slowly letting each hand crawl further and further forward. Maybe your elbows even find the earth. Maybe your head is heavy here and you just let it round forward and you relax into this shape. Taking a few more rounds of breath just to land in the practice, to again check in with where you're at today, and to be compassionate to yourself. Let's inhale as we walk our hands back up. And we'll begin to walk ourselves over to the left now. So beginning to turn our torso towards the left knee, leg, and just folding yourself forward there. So getting again into a nice side body stretch, feeling it open up on the right side here. Maybe even pushing down into your right sit bone. So you're creating a little bit of extra length here. Feeling a bit of a pull. Maybe you can walk that right fingertips forward even more. Feeling this like equal opposition that's happening by pulling your right sit bone down and reaching away from you with your right hand. Taking a big breath in and out. Slowly walking yourself back to center, and we'll bring ourselves back up. And when you're ready, turning over to the right side as you begin to walk your fingertips over to the right, letting yourself fold over that right leg this time. Again, plugging into that left sit bone, reaching away with the left hand, seeing how this side feels compared to the last. Breathing into it. Maybe letting go of that need to rationalize why one side feels different than the other. You are human. It is natural. We are not made symmetrical. And every day we show up in a different body, believe it or not. This body is not going to feel exactly the same as it did yesterday or it will tomorrow, and that's okay. Can you let yourself accept that and surrender into that? I think that acceptance is also surrender. Walking yourself now back to center and bringing your hands towards you as you roll yourself up to a seat. From here, we're going to set ourselves up for a deer pose. So bringing your left leg out in front of you so your leg is parallel to the long edge of the mat. And we're going to swing our right leg back behind us. So each knee is about in line with the edges of the mat. And your ankle and your knee are going to be in line as well. So you're creating these straight lines from your knee to your ankle. So you're going to flex both feet, turn yourself forward to face your left leg. So we're getting this internal rotation happening into our hip flexors here. So this is kind of a different stretch and sensation that we get through this pose. There's not a ton of yoga poses that give you this internal rotation in the hips. So it can be really nice to just get into some internal rotation, to get some different sensations happening and to just breathe through them. So maybe you'd like to fold yourself forward here, or perhaps you would like to stay upright. So wherever you decide to be, just breathing there for 3 full rounds of breath. And again, feeling into that sensation. Maybe things are really tight for you. Maybe it's a little uncomfortable. So can you breathe deeply and surrender into that pose without pushing yourself too far and also jeopardizing your truth and how things feel for you. Finding your edge. So last round of breath here, deeply in through the nose and out. If you folded forward, lifting yourself up, and we're just gonna come into a little twist. So bringing your right hand towards your left knee and just twisting open again. Seeing how this changes sensation now. So keeping your legs just as they are. Taking notice to what's behind you or beside you. Taking in your surroundings. I'm looking at a beautiful cliffside here. A lush mountain. It's raining right now. I'm in Guatemala and it's rainy season, so everything is so green. One more breath here. And coming back to center. So keep your legs just as they are. Let's bring our hands back behind us. So this is a really nice kind of transition to just get some extra mobility happening into our hips. So I want you to just swivel everything onto your heels so you begin to face the long edge of your mat. And then you're going to turn your knees over to the right hand side. So this is how we're getting into our second side. Lifting yourself up, maybe slightly shifting things. So bringing your right leg a bit more on that parallel. Moving your hips how you need to so that you're set up in the same kind of direction that you were on the other side. Growing your spine nice and tall, and when you're ready, perhaps folding yourself forward. Now coming over your right leg. And it's okay if the left glute, your left sit bone here is coming up off the mat. Mine certainly is. You can think about pushing it down, but it might not touch, and that's okay. You're still getting this internal forward rotation happening in the hip flexors. So taking a few rounds of breath here to let yourself just settle into the pose, the shape. So how can you better surrender into difficult situations or circumstances that are happening in your day-to-day life? Maybe there's something challenging that's been going on and you're just really, really trying to make sense out of it and you're trying to figure out all angles, but maybe you can allow for yourself to just let go and flow. So whether that resonates for you or not, but I think for everybody we can use a little bit of just release and softness and just trying to not have things be so structured and regimented, you know? Sometimes when we just trust the process, things unfold as they should. Maybe there's hiccups along the way, maybe there's challenges that we need to move through, but they're all going to spiral and just shift into the direction that we are meant to go. Inhale to bring yourself back up. Twisting over now, bringing your left hand towards your knee and twisting open, looking back behind you or over to your side. So what I'm trying to say is, can you let go of the resistance? And can you just allow for life to present to you as it should or it is? One more big breath in and out. Coming back, untwisting, bringing your hands back behind you, and we're going to swivel our feet forward, coming back onto our heels. So we're coming back over onto the other side. From here, just let yourself dump all your weight over onto your left hip. So you can swing your right leg forward and cross it over onto the outer edge of your left leg, bringing your right heel towards your glute, sitting onto both sit bones and hugging your knee into your chest. Taking a breath here. And maybe hooking that left elbow, the inside of your elbow crease onto the knee so you could open up your chest, coming into another twist. Maybe your hand stays onto your leg here, grabbing onto both hands, or maybe your right hand comes back behind you, coming into half Lord of the Fishes pose, twisting open, keeping your spine nice and tall here. 2 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, releasing, untwisting, coming back to center. We're going to kick our right leg back behind us, coming back into our deer shape. So bringing our hands back behind us, we're just going to shift things as we are, up on the heels, turning your hips to face, again, the back of your mat. So your right leg is now in front of you. Go ahead and sink your weight over onto your right sit bone so you can swing your left leg over top, crossing it over your left leg, bringing your right heel towards your glute and sitting onto both sit bones so you can come into your half Lord of the Fishes pose, hugging your knee into your chest here, and perhaps hooking your elbow so you can twist open, looking over your left shoulder or looking over to the left side of the room. Maybe your hand comes back behind you. So we're getting into a lot of nice twists here, just wringing things out for our internal organs. Really great for the digestive system. Really great to just let the flow, the lymphatic flow move. So we've got some lymphatic spots through our belly and our abdominal, so it's really nice to give that a little bit of a massage and a little bit of release so things can flow a little more freely. Taking one more breath here and untwisting as you exhale. This time let's kick our left foot back, coming back into that deer pose shape. Hands behind you so you can swivel your heels forward. This time let's bring our feet out in front of us, soles of the feet touching. We're in Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So taking a big breath in, growing nice and long in the spine, and exhaling as you begin to fold forward. Maybe your elbows find your knees. And your head is heavy here. Breathing into this shape, letting yourself round and release. And one more breath here. And on your inhale, we're going to slowly begin to roll ourselves up. Taking a full round of breath here. And we'll just cross our legs so that we can roll forward onto our hands and knees, setting ourselves up in a tabletop. Just a couple rounds of cat and cow. So following your breath here, just undulating the spine, inhaling as you come forward, and exhaling as you round. About 2 to 3 rounds, moving as quickly or as slowly as feels good to you today. And then coming back to center. From here, we're going to begin to walk our hands out in front of us, bringing our hands to the top of the mat and sinking our chest down, elbows to the mat. We're coming into puppy dog. Bringing your forehead onto the earth, or if it feels okay for your neck, maybe bringing your chin to the earth. So letting your heart melt here. Feeling that opening you're creating in the chest, in the shoulders. Taking 3 rounds of breath here, letting yourself melt into this shape. Surrendering your heart towards the earth. One more breath. And slowly on your inhale, begin to walk yourself back up, pushing yourself up with your hands so that you're seated onto your heels. Let's open up our knees nice and wide and just begin to crawl ourselves back forward, but coming into Balasana, child's pose. So again, forehead finds the earth. Maybe from here, go ahead and flip your palms so that your palms are facing up. This is a bit of a symbol for surrendering. Just sending that signal to the universe that you are open to receive whatever comes your way. And you'll surrender to that experience. I think that this pose is such a beautiful, beautiful symbol itself for surrender. We're literally bowing to the earth, bringing our head towards the earth or onto the earth as this prayer or this thank you. So maybe tapping in once again of what it means to you right now to surrender. Because maybe that meaning shifts and changes as we grow and we gain new perspective and we learn. So right now, what does that mean for you? One more breath here. Flipping your palms back to face the earth as you crawl them forward or crawl them back towards you so that you can lift yourself back up, growing your spine, seated on your heels. And once again, let's bring our palms open onto our lap here. So just taking a few rounds of breath to sit and to breathe and to be as we close our practice here. Either staying as you are, or if it feels good for you to bring your hands to heart center. In Anjali Mudra, bringing them towards your heart. Maybe just slightly dipping your chin towards your chest and just showing some love and some gratitude to yourself by saying thank you and namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for practicing with me today for this juicy, stretchy practice on surrendering. I hope that this felt good in your body and that you've taken some little tidbit from this class and you can implement it into your life, your daily life outside of your mat, outside of your practice. Maybe the inquiry of what surrendering means to you could be a nice journaling exercise. So just some food for thought, but thank you for joining me and allowing me to be your guide Please let me know how this went for you in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Much love. Mwah.